My boys, we had Uncle Dana dropping some of the most beautiful news we could have received as a fight fan that we could have gotten this year, okay? It's like a stork dropping off a newborn baby, because we got Ankalaev versus Pereira, the big bad rematch. Merab versus Sandhagen, Prochazka versus Rountree Jr. These are the big bad 3 fights I'm going to be talking about today, the triple headliner for UFC 320, and I also want to give a big goddamn shout out to Tom Aspinall, who is finally back. We needed it. It's been just, what, like 15-ish months off, something like that. My math might be off there, but it's been a long time, and we've been needing the heavyweight division get moving again, and on the same card, we have a number 1 contendership fight for the title, so I love that heavyweight is back. It's not an ideal situation to where Gane is getting the title shot of all things, but you know what? The division is in a bit of a rough patch right now. It's in a shallow state, and Gane is a good name that's fought Jones before. He's fought Ngannou. It's a good next step for Tom Aspinall to really put himself on the map, so I love that fight, and I love all these matchups, man. I really do. There's something in the air this year where it's like we've been missing those big fight feeling. And I know that these matchups going down for UFC 320, even these ones aren't really on the level of like a Duplessis versus Chimaev or a Makhachev versus Topuria or a Jones versus Aspinall. I understand that, but those are all super fight level shit. You gotta consider that like these are still amazing scraps. I really can't complain about any of this. Like we have a rematch for the light heavyweight title that makes all the sense in the world. Pereira's earned that. We have Merab trying to just even further become the bantamweight GOAT. He's already established that he is, but Sandhagen is a fresh matchup, and we have one of the fight of the year candidates in Prochazka versus Rountree, man. I'm going to be doing a little bit of a early prediction and light preview for these fights, man. And honestly, let's push on my hardcore glasses here. Let's start with Prochazka versus Hill, alright? Not to sound like a fuckwad, but I love this fight, dude. Seriously, like there's such a BMF energy in the air. We're dealing with these two big boys, the hard-hitting motherfuckers. We got Khalil coming off a really nice win over Jamal Hill. Pretty rough fucking pick on my end. I'm sorry for picking Jamal Hill. I saw that plus money and I had the Looney Tunes hard eyes, but that bit me in the ass, man, because Khalil Rountree, he was a lot more patient and technical, but the power was still fucking there. He had great leg kicks and precision, and in general, like, it's a great win. I was honestly confused why they didn't do Prochazka versus Olberg. I feel like that's the matchup that I feel like made a little bit more sense, because Olberg is just kind of that new name. He's coming from City Kickboxing. He technically did beat a Jan Blachowicz, a former champion, so I was expecting that fight, but I'm not going to complain about this one at all. I feel like Olberg, you know, he is young, and the wins over Ozdemir and the wins over Blachowicz, they're good wins, and he's facing good competition. He's slowly moving up. He's not as much of a finisher anymore, but I feel like the fact that he's a young prospect the UFC probably wants to invest in, and the fact that he doesn't really have that much attention around him right now, like, when you start beating the former champions and you get ranked in the top 3 and nobody is still talking about you like a guy like Carlos Olberg, like, when it was at a recent fucking event, like, when the crowd cam cut to Carlos Olberg, the pop was as silent as that scene in SpongeBob where Squidward comes out and everyone goes, "This guy stinks." That was literally the Carlos Olberg fucking reaction, so I understand it, man, and I'm still down for this scrap. Olberg's probably going to fight in the Perth card or something, so I understand it, man. Prochazka versus Khalil. Khalil's coming into this one. I mean, man, taking a round or two off of Pereira and then coming back and getting a legitimate win over a top 7 guy, a former champion. Well, you got to do that with an asterisk next to Jamal fucking Hill. It's crazy that guy was champion, but at the end of the fucking day, all do love to Jamal Hill, but you know what I'm saying. It's a good look for Khalil. He's riding a bit of momentum. I'm surprised that he's doing this quick of a turnaround, but it makes sense. Like, I feel like if his nose wasn't as fucked up as it was after the Pereira beating, I feel like he would have came back sooner than June. And I mean, he was supposed to. Fuck me. I mean, Jesus, he was scheduled for the Kansas card, I just remember, but that one kind of got pushed back later. So it is what it is, man. Yuri Prochazka, let's go for that. I have master's degree and now I am, how I say, less on spectrum. This dude has a fucking degree and I love it. Yuri Prochazka is genuinely one of my favorite fighters. Like, when Alexander Volkanovski in a fight or two hangs it up, I'm fully ready to have Prochazka as my favorite fucking fighter. I love this dude outside the cage. I love this dude inside the cage. Like, pure entertainment consistently every time. He's knocking you the fuck out. He's getting knocked the fuck out by Alex Pereira brutally. He's putting on really high-paced, high-pressure, back-and-forth wars, fight of the year candidates with guys like Glover Teixeira, Jamal Hill, Alexander Rocket, shit like that. So Yuri is constant excitement and entertainment. Like, if there was a pound-for-pound BMF scale, I'm putting Prochazka fucking up there, man. I love it, and I love this scrap. I feel like it's going to be very high-paced. I'm going to be going with Prochazka. Like, I don't see myself changing my mind on this, and I'm trying not to be biased, just because I'm a huge Prochazka fan, and I'm not, like, crazy about Khalil. I fuck with Khalil. I've seen enough edits to be like, alright, I'm getting little chills down my fucking spine here. This dude is scary as fuck, and he's exciting as well. Powerful Muay Thai striker, but I feel like Prochazka improved head movement, improved footwork. His power is just going to keep on generating, man. The guy is still in the fucking early end of his prime. Sorry for fucking stuttering, but when you look at his age, you think, okay, well, he's kind of like in the middle of his prime, maybe on the end of it. But the fact that it's light heavyweight, like these guys go for a bit more fucking years. So Yuri Prochazka, man, especially now he's absorbing the fucking knowledge of a college degree. Like this guy, I feel like it's going to be around the upper echelon of the UFC for so fucking long. I feel like this guy will become champion one day. I'd put fucking money on it. And I feel like Khalil is going to be one of those guys where he's going to give Prochazka a lot of problems on the feet. This is just going to be a stand and bang war. It's going to be very high paced. Khalil has a lot of power that Prochazka definitely should be worried about. Like Prochazka, he can get caught, he can get cracked, even with the improved head movement and footwork. But at the end of the day, I feel like his striking defense is going to get even better. I feel like the power from Prochazka is even more devastating than the one from Khalil. And I feel like Prochazka just has more experience at that upper level in the UFC. Like Khalil, the win over Hill is great, the win over Smith is great, but it's not making it competitive at times against Pereira or beating guys that are much more in like that top 5 level. So I'm excited for this one, but I feel like Prochazka, I'm curious what the betting odds are going to be. I think he's going to put a very heavy scrap setting against Khalil Rountree, which he is comfortable in, but I feel like Prochazka is as well. These two motherfuckers thrive in the storm, and I feel like Prochazka has a lot of the advantages here, and he's kind of like one of these Max Holloways where they're beating everybody else except the actual fucking champion. So I love this fight, leaning towards Yuri Prochazka. The bantamweight title fight, man, we got Merab Dvalishvili taking on Corey Sandhagen at long last, and it's crazy to say at long last because Merab literally just fucking fought. But Sandhagen versus Merab, man, I feel like we've been waiting for this fight for a few months, but here it is. It's going down for Vegas. I would have thought maybe a little bit later at MSG or Abu Dhabi, but this makes sense. Sandhagen and Merab fought literally within the same month period. Sandhagen made quick work of Davison Figueiredo and didn't take much damage. Merab Dvalishvili, I mean, O'Malley cracked him a couple of times, but relatively, I mean, this guy's the bantamweight fucking go, man. And this is his third fight this fucking year. It's the second for Sandhagen, but that's like a regular timeline. Merab, the fact that he's doing high level full training camps for 5 rounders against the top 5, the most elite of the elite for the division, man, it's crazy as fuck. Like the guy is consistently just fighting and coming out on top, and he's getting better and fucking better, man. Like this guy is developing before our very fucking eyes, even though he's already at the highest level, and the fact that he's already kind of in the middle of his peak, and the fact that he's 34 or 35 years fucking old, man. This is one of these guys like a Pantoja or a Volkanovski where I don't think the 35-year-old coach is going to have fucking shit on him. Maybe 36 or 37, but Father Time gets fucking afraid. Like the courage, the cowardly fucking dog when they think of Merab Dvalishvili. This guy's invincible, man, and I'm hyping this dude up because really, I love Sandhagen. My favorite bantamweight, me personally, not to fucking be that coffee shop motherfucker, but Sandhagen is just one of these guys where I think he's really good on the feet. He's precise. His takedown defense, I feel like, is better than O'Malley's in defensive grappling in general. Like Sandhagen just looks better in scrambles and is more efficient to get back up to his feet. I mean, he's comfortable in the striking as well, obviously, but I mean, he's not like the sniper or as powerful as a guy like Petr Yan or Sean O'Malley, but Sandhagen is still good. He's still well-rounded. I mean, the fact that he's developing ground and pound now against fucking, we saw that against Figgy. I mean, Sandhagen is well-rounded. He's good. He's clean. He's quick as fuck, but I don't know how he's going to beat Merab. I mean, Merab right now, let me fucking push up my glasses here and look at the fucking ranking. I mean, the betting odds. He's a minus 370. That's a massive favorite, and I got a fucking funky feeling that Merab is going to become an even bigger favorite, and he's going to get closer to like a minus 450-ish range or even fucking bigger. So, Sandhagen, he does have a chance. I don't want this to be a fucking Pena versus Nunes. I don't want this to be a fucking Leon Edwards versus Kamaru Usman. Sandhagen has a realistic chance to get this one done. Like, I'll be fucking surprised. I'd be pretty shocked, but I wouldn't be fucking blown the hell away. If he really is able to have efficient enough cardio to hang with the very high pace of Merab, if his takedown defense and defensive grappling is okay enough or good enough to efficiently get back up or avoid submissions, because now Merab getting even fucking more dangerous, man. It's crazy because before he was a great fighter, but not really the dangerous kind of guy, but now he's getting finishes. Now motherfuckers got to be worried about the dangerous ground and pound and the submission entries from Merab. So I feel like Sandhagen, he's gonna have to try and make this fight a standing battle for as much as he can, because at least then, even though Merab is improving in the striking and is developing a right hook a bit, he wasn't afraid to get in the pocket against O'Malley or Umar or fucking Petr. I mean, Petr Yan, he was holding him against defensive, taking him down most of the fight, but against Umar and Sean O'Malley, like we've been seeing the striking really fucking improve. He's one of these guys who, even though he's in the middle of his peak or towards the end of it, he just won the belt and now he's really starting to fucking improve. It's been a continual uphill fucking trend with Merab. Like, he's getting better and better, but even with Sandhagen trying to keep the fight a standing battle, even if his takedown defense is better than a guy like fucking Sean O'Malley, and Sean O'Malley was still able to make it semi-competitive at times against Merab, I just think that this guy's in the middle of just a GOAT run, and I don't get that smell of upset in the air just yet. Like, maybe Sandhagen, he can get it fucking done. The guy's well-rounded, but Merab, the striking is improving so much. The cardio is just once in a lifetime, like some Rock versus Cena shit. We just have to address the fucking Georgian elephant in the room here. Like, the cardio is something that the UFC, really, regardless of any weight class, has never seen before. Like, there are guys who have good cardio. Like, we have Joe Rogan back in the day saying, Cody Garbrandt has the cardio of 5 cross-country runners and 1 guy. He's unhuman, man. But Merab is just something fucking different. Most fighters, even the ones at the tippity fucking top that have good cardio, you try and attempt a few takedowns around, and that's gonna fucking wear you. Merab can shoot 50 plus takedowns against Petr Yan, miss fucking most of them, and he's not gonna be gassed at all. It's just once in a lifetime shit, and it's a really dangerous thing to his fucking arsenal here, because the striking, it used to not be all that, but now it's developing a bit, and he's able to hang in the pocket. The wrestling, I mean, Jesus Christ, before it was always really good and dominant. He was definitely good at controlling guys, but now that he's getting fucking submissions and really trying to get a bit more ground and pound, like, that's gonna just aid Merab. And the cardio advantage, it's like night and day, because Sandhagen, he's comfortable in 5-round scenarios. We've seen that against Yan, and he looked good and had moments. We've seen that against Umar, he looked good and had moments, but Merab is just the bantamweight GOAT, and he beat both of those guys, and decisively as fuck for Yan. So I feel like Merab is definitely going to be my early prediction here. I'm just literally in fucking awe, like an Islam Makhachev or a Kamaru Usman in his prime kind of thing, where these guys are attaining GOAT status, especially for the bantamweights, a division that doesn't get too much respect in the GOAT status kind of things, or the GOAT rankings, you know what I'm fucking saying? I'm down for Merab to have a fresh matchup. I feel like this is going to be a fun fight, and I wouldn't be surprised if Merab gets another finish, ground and pounder submission, or just maybe like a 49-46 decision. I think Corey Sandhagen's going to want to have to start the fight fucking strong. But Merab's got cardio for days. I'm very curious how this is going to go, but here we fucking go with it, man. Moving on up next to the main event, Big Ank taking on Pereira in a rematch that honestly isn't too fucking captivating. I'm just going to break the fucking fourth wall here. Like, it's not the most interesting fight in the fucking world. Yes, I said earlier, it is a big fight, and yes, I'm very happy with all these matchups that were made. But there's something about it. I think it's just the fact that Big Ank is not that exciting or intriguing as a champion. He's very impressive. 21-1. He has a very underrated resume. He's also underratedly entertaining at times. But then there's nothing on the mic. You don't hear from this guy until the week of the fight. He's also a decision merchant when he's facing the really elite competition. The fight against Blachowicz, it wasn't it. The first fight against Pereira, it wasn't it. And I think that's a big reason, too, of why I'm kind of not dreading this fight. I think this is going to be one of those rematches. I mean, speaking of a Merab versus O'Malley, it's going to be similar to that. The first fight was a fucking dud, and it got a bunch of complaints. And the second fight was actually one of the better fights of the fucking year. It was a really good scrap. High pace, and it actually ended in a finish this time. Both guys had big moments. Big Ank versus Pereira, I feel like it's going to be similar. I mean, the first fight, Pereira was really set on defending all the takedowns. He wasn't throwing that much output on the feet. Didn't really land too hard on Ankalaev. It was Ankalaev who was kind of rocking Pereira a bit. Not that Pereira didn't have a couple moments. He did. It was ultimately a 3-2. It was a relatively close fight for sure. I mean, I don't think Pereira fucking won or anything, but you know what I'm saying? It was a close fight. Pereira, he did really well with the takedown defense, and he had a couple moments on the feet, but for this fight, I feel like it's going to be a lot more high-paced. I think Pereira is going to be less thoughtful of the takedown defense and more urgent to get the fucking finish, get in the pocket, set a really heavy pace against Ankalaev, but I don't know if that's going to work in his favor. I think Ankalaev has, in this fight, a better chance of landing the takedowns and a better chance of finishing Alex Pereira. Like, I think the fact that Ankalaev is 33 and it's just, he took a bit less damage than Pereira did and gained a lot more momentum while Pereira lost all of it, not all of it, but a lot of his fucking momentum, a lot of the poetards, a lot of everything in that last outing, man. And I don't know if the confidence is going to be where it's going to be at with Pereira. I mean, you got to think this guy's 38. He definitely isn't in his prime anymore. He's already achieved so much in the sport. And Ankalaev just got the belt, and he knows, like, it's like a Bilal Muhammad or a Merab situation. If this motherfucker loses the belt, they are not going to try or be very excited at all to give this motherfucker a title shot once again. He's going to have to go all the way back to the bottom in the apex. So Ankalaev, I feel like he's young, he's very well-rounded, he's underratedly dangerous. The guy does have good power in his hands. The dude does have good wrestling, especially for the big boys up at light heavyweight and heavyweight. So the guy I could see being, unfortunately, I mean, I say unfortunately relatively here. You got to work with me. I'm just not that. I would much rather have Pereira as champion or Prochazka as champion. Like, and fucking sue me. I'm sorry, man. Like, I'm cool with Big Ank, but I have a hard time generating the same level of hype or excitement or investment as a guy like Pereira or especially Prochazka as champ, in my opinion. Like, Ankalaev, I appreciate that he's being a bit active this year. I can get behind that. 2 fights for a year for Ankalaev. Not too fucking shabby, but if Pereira wins this and Aspinall wins his fight, we're going to get a fucking super fight for fucking Alex Pereira going up to heavyweight for maybe one of his last fights in the UFC. And if Ankalaev wins, I mean, we're going to get him versus like the winner of Rountree and Prochazka, which it's just, we're dealing with a bit of night and day here. You know what I'm saying? Not that Ankalaev versus the, the fresh matchups for light heavyweight like a Rountree or like a Yuri Prochazka aren't good fights. They would be. I feel like those guys would bring the excitement out of Ankalaev and they'd be good scraps, but you know what I'm saying? It's just hard for me personally, I'm not from that side of the mountains, brother, to really invest in a guy like Magomed Ankalaev, man, because he can be exciting at times, he can get finishes at times, and I think that he has a good chance of finishing Pereira on the feet in this fight, to be honest with you, but at the end of the day, I just don't think him being champ is too great for the division. I think he's going to beat the fuck out of everybody as well. So at the end of the day, there's good matchups for Ankalaev, but I don't know if it's exactly great for the fucking division. I kind of want the excitement and shit to get booming for the light heavyweights here. So this fight itself, I think it's going to be much more entertaining this time around. I think Pereira's going to have a couple moments, especially early on. I think he's going to crack Ankalaev a couple of times, but I think Ankalaev is going to be more successful with the takedowns. I don't know when he's going to mix it up. He kind of waited until the middle of the fight, the last outing, and then was just going there on out, but maybe he'll do it earlier, maybe he'll do it later, maybe he is actually legitimate. I can genuinely see him fucking knocking out Pereira. That's the thing. My early prediction here, it's going to be Ankalaev. I like this fight. I'm all right with it. I'm invested in the fact that, this could be the very tail end of Pereira's career here if he fucking loses. But the first fight was a dud, and it's just, honestly, out of the 4 fights that were announced, this is the one I'm kind of looking forward to the least, but I'm still cool with it if that fucking makes sense. It's just that I know that Pereira does deserve it. He is one of the greatest light heavyweights of all fucking time, and he had a great reign and multiple defenses, so I understand it, man. And light heavyweight at the very fucking top is a bit shallow right now, besides like a fresh Yuri Prochazka matchup. So I think Big Ank, I'm going to go with a more dominant decision this time around, or maybe like a second or third round knockout, to fucking be honest with you, man. But that's gonna be it here for the UFC 320 preview. I absolutely love these fights, man. I really don't got dick to complain about. Like, big bad ball of the Uncle Dana, I see you. There was just, like I was saying earlier, something in the air with these big fight announcements that we were getting this year, and it wasn't hitting the same, you know what I mean? So I'm glad that these genuinely have those big fight feelings. It took until fucking October, but I'm excited because November, then you're gonna get JDM versus fucking Islam Makhachev at MSG, and then you're gonna have Volkanovski versus Evloev. You're gonna have fucking Joshua Van versus Pantoja. You're gonna have Valentina versus Zhang. I'm throwing the WWMA in there, all right? We can genuinely cook for 2025. So respect to Baldy Dana and the team for fucking dropping these really good fights on us, man. I'm very excited for this one. So let me know your opinions in the comments below, man. Who are your early predictions? What are your thoughts on the fight? I would love to fucking hear it, man. So appreciate y'all a lot for giving me your time and attention and making it this far in the video. All the smoke here. Appreciate y'all a lot, and I will see you all next time.